The first thing that registered was the shrill, mechanical scream of the heart monitor, each beep like a nail driven into the quiet. I didn't know how long I'd been out. Light burned my eyes when I dared to open them, overhead bulbs buzzing in their sockets, etching every crack in the peeling hospital ceiling above me. I tried to swallow, but my tongue felt like old cotton, mouth bone dry, my hands limp against the stiff sheet. A sheep leaned into focus. Blue scrubs. Name badge? "You're safe, Mrs. Turner," he said, voice gentle, too practiced. "You need to rest." Safe? The word felt like a cruel little joke. My chest ached, ribs grinding with each breath. The word family floated up, blurry as a fever dream. I forced my lips to part. "Where is everyone?" But he just shook his head, gaze flicking to the flickering monitor above. "Don't strain yourself." Later, when the night shift buzz faded and the corridor went quiet, I heard him. His voice, just outside the curtain. "Yeah, she made it through. She's awake. No one's here with her. Want to talk to her?" Silence. The click of the phone. He didn't think I'd hear. He didn't know the sound would etch itself into my bones. "Would you like to speak to her?" "No." I lay beneath those humming lights, staring past the water stains to a universe where daughters and sons came running when mothers cracked open. Morning brought a note, tucked under a cup beside my pill tray. Lined paper, rushed handwriting. "Gone for 7 days. Hope you're better when we get back. Love, M and J." No numbers, no flowers, just a kitchen fridge note for the woman who held them through every storm. I couldn't cry. Numbness pressed heavier than the morphine. Machines hummed, but the betrayal was thundering inside me. If I lived through this, nothing would be the same. I was not always a silhouette outlined in hospital blue. In Texas heat, I'd steered a family through drought and hunger, loved them through every loss. My hands once pulled double shifts at Benny's Cafe, fingerprints scrubbed raw by hot plates and dishwasher soap. Frank, my first love, my only love, gone so young. I kept us afloat, 3 children like precious cargo, standing watch against every storm. My check would hit the dresser, and like clockwork, it turned into shoes, braces, gas for old cars. Never for me. "Don't fuss, Mama's got it," I'd say, smothering aches and empty stomachs behind a cracked smile. Birthdays, proms, college drop-offs on a Greyhound bus, waving as their dreams drove north. I was the shadow behind their sunshine. But the years add up. My bones started to plead for mercy. I hid the trouble, the shortness of breath, the pain that flared behind my ribs, until a doctor pinned it with one flat phrase: "You need surgery. No more waiting." I told them, thinking, hoping my time in their sun had earned me a place by their side. They nodded, faces glowing in iPhone light, said not to worry. "We'll handle it, Mom." In the silence that followed their absence, a brutal question burned. After all I gave, had I taught them family was meant to be taken for granted? 3 days in, a nurse thinking I slept whispered in the doorway, "Her folks in the Bahamas, did you see? Posted photos with flamingos." Laughter, low and sharp. My heart didn't race, couldn't, but everything inside me twisted. I tried to believe it was someone else. Surely, even they would not. The next shift, a different face at my bedside. Kind eyes, a phone glinting in her hand. "Want to see your family?" There it was. Group selfie. Wind tangling my daughter's hair, my son's arm thrown wide to boast an endless stretch of turquoise water. Captioned, "Finally, family vacation. Paradise never felt so good." Beneath it, a few stray likes from friends who'd never known the real price of those grins. Family vacation. While I counted heartbeats in a windowless room, I stared at the photo until my chest ached. All the years of holding their heads when they cried, patching scraped knees and lost job hopes, and even paying bills when layoffs swept them under. Always, always showing up. And in my hour of need, this is how they showed me family. From my hospital bed, I messaged my daughter, just a word, "Miss you." A silent bubble. No reply. At noon, another nurse placed my lunch tray. I caught her sympathetic glance and nearly broke. I let shame trickle through the cracks, a cold drip beneath my skin. Was I wrong to hope my love taught them loyalty? Had I only taught them to expect, not to give? Nurses came and went with plastic kindness, a straightening of sheets, a squeeze of the shoulder, but no messages, no calls. No one but strangers heard the rattle in my chest. I stopped checking the visitors list outside my door. I stopped hoping for a text. The loneliness was a slow poison. At night, as the ward hummed into sleep, I'd trace the outline of a ring on my finger, try to summon Frank's hand in mine, wishing for comfort from a past I'd buried. Once, at 3 a.m., I pulled the note from under my water cup. "Gone for 7 days. Hope you're better when we get back. Love, M and J." The words blurred, my hands trembling. My sacrifices, my sleepless nights, all written off in a single line. I heard another patient's family laugh in the hallway. Someone's granddaughter read out loud a birthday card. Her voice, a song. My throat closed around the memories of every birthday cake I'd baked, every wish made on behalf of someone else. Betrayal is not always a knife. Sometimes it's an empty room and a message that says you're less than a vacation. And yet, inside the hollow ache, something old and stubborn flickered. My own voice, a whisper. "You deserve more than this." That small voice grew stronger with the sunrise. Old survival skills pulsed beneath my skin. If my family wouldn't fight for me, I'd have to fight for myself. I waited for them. I waited, but I did not let myself grow roots in that sterile bed. One morning, I asked the nurse for a pen, trembled as I wrote out a list, my assets, my will, what belonged to me, what no one could take. "Can you help me reach the caseworker?" I asked her, meeting her eyes directly for the first time. I arranged for power of attorney to pass to an old friend, not a blood relative. I called my neighbor Susan, left her a voicemail. "If you don't hear from me in a week, come to the hospital." The act of reclaiming myself, my finances, my dignity, steadied my hands. I was not the helpless woman they imagined. I would not be erased. As the IV beeped, I whispered, "I lived my life for others. I get one shot now for me." The day my family returned, I heard their laughter before I saw their faces, but I was done hoping, done begging. They swept into the room, sunburned and full of rehearsed apologies, bags from the airport, sunglasses still perched on their heads. "Mom, you look so much better," my daughter exclaimed, her voice tinny with guilt. My son set down his phone, avoiding my eyes. I sat up and matched their gaze with a calm I did not feel. "7 days," I said quietly. "That's how long you left me here." They shuffled, thrown off by my unwavering tone. "You told us not to worry," my son protested. My daughter reached for my hand. "It was planned before your surgery," she mumbled. I pulled my hand away. "Planned before I nearly died?" My voice was flat. I held you through every nightmare. I was the one who showed up. Where were you? Awkward silence fell, heavy as lead. We thought you'd understand, she mumbled. I held up the note, now creased, edges worn from worry. Gone for 7 days. Hope you're better when we get back. They say the ones you care for most can hurt you deepest. I told them, congratulations, you proved it true. No one spoke. I handed the caseworker's card to my daughter. My affairs are in order. I don't need rescuing. Not anymore. The nurse lingered in the doorway, sensing the hardness in the air, offering me the gift of closure. That was the day